Welcome to Our Sufficient Life. I'm Karen, and this is a channel where my husband Dan and I talk about ways in which we're becoming more self sufficient, and we show how we're building our homestead toward retirement. If you'd like to follow along and haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button and then the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. Today, our topic is repurposing eggshells as a calcium supplement for our hens. Hens need calcium in order to lay eggs that don't have a thin shell. So they need a calcium supplement in their diet. Many people purchase something like crushed oyster shells to add to their chicken's diet in order to supply that extra calcium that they need when they're laying their eggs. However, if you own chickens, then you have something already that you can use as a calcium supplement, and it's free. It also takes very little time to process eggshells to use as a calcium supplement for your hens. We use a lot of eggs at our house, and so we collect the eggshells as we use them in a coffee can, which Dan crushes kind of as we go so we can fit more in. I would not use store-bought eggs for this simply because you don't know how the chickens were raised. We currently purchase our eggs from someone local who raises chickens, and so we know they are farm fresh eggs when we get them, and we don't have to worry about what they've been fed or how they've been treated or anything like that. But when we start getting our own eggs, which should be in just a few weeks, we will start saving our own eggshells and processing those. And kind of a few weeks before they start laying, we want to make sure they have enough calcium in their diet so that the shells on their eggs are healthy and not super thin. The first step is to bake your eggshells in a 350-degree oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. There's a couple of reasons why you would want to do this. Number one, and the most important reason really, is that eggs, as you know, right underneath the shell have a membrane. And this membrane makes it very difficult to crush an eggshell into little bite-sized chicken pieces because it sticks to the eggshell. And try it once and you'll know, but if you've ever peeled a boiled egg, you know what I'm talking about. So putting the eggs in the oven will dry out that membrane and make them much easier to crush. The second reason is if you have been collecting your eggshells for a while and you're concerned there might be any bacteria or anything like that on your eggshells that you wouldn't want to be giving to your chickens, this will help alleviate that by baking them in the oven. The third reason that you would want to bake them in the oven and crush them is that any sort of flavor, I guess you'd say, of raw eggs would then be gone from them because it'd be more like cooked eggs, which to a chicken is a different flavor than a raw egg. And of course, the crushing of the egg will then result in something that does not resemble an actual egg in any way. This is important because you don't want your chickens learning to eat their eggs. There are egg-eating hens out there, and it's quite bothersome because you will go out there and they will have pecked their eggs and eaten their eggs, and that's certainly not what you want them to get in the habit of doing. So let's get into how to do this. You want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then you'll take a baking sheet and line it with parchment paper. Something like parchment paper on your baking sheet not only protects the baking sheet but also makes it a lot easier when they cool off and we go to crush them, and you'll see what I mean in a few minutes. So you'll line your baking sheet with parchment paper, and then you'll put your eggshells out onto the parchment paper, and then you'll bake these in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes. When they start looking like they're getting pretty brown, then you take them out. You want to let them cool off then for another 5 or 10 minutes. It doesn't take very long for them to cool off enough to be able to handle them. Then what I did was to take a gallon size freezer bag and pull up that parchment paper on both ends and kind of make a funnel to funnel that into the gallon bag, and then squeeze out all the air, seal it up, and use your rolling pin to crush your eggs. Some people do put this in a food processor or a blender or something of that nature to process those, but then you also have another piece of equipment to clean up, and this just seems easier to me. Once they're all crushed, you will go ahead and pour that into a different coffee can for your processed eggshells, and then you'll just keep going until you have them all done. Here's a little video of me taking the crushed eggshells out to our hens for the first time. Hello, my feathered friends. I have something for you. Let's see if you'll eat it. So you can see that they really like the crushed eggshells, and I'm happy because that will be a free source of calcium to keep our hens healthy and laying good, healthy eggs. Thanks for joining us on Our Sufficient Life, and we want you to know that we appreciate you. We appreciate your time, we appreciate your comments, and we appreciate you liking and sharing our videos and subscribing to our channel. And as always, we certainly hope that you are having a great day. See you next time.